Hi guys, my name is Kalia Barros and my main topic was environmental change and my subtopic wound up being wildlife and climate change. I decided to talk about it because I've always been passionate about climate change and I was very interested in how it actually affected animals and insects and things like that. So the first thing we'll talk about is what is climate change? Climate change is a long-term change in the average weather pattern that has come to define the Earth's local, regional, and global climate. If you guys can remember, we actually discussed this as to one being more so of a mood and one being more so of a personality. What type of animals are affected? All types, including marine life, insects. Some examples would be whales, sharks, bumblebees, monarch butterflies, Asiatic elephants, great apes, and other insect species. How is wildlife affected? Well, many mammals and other animals are affected because climate change worsens other effects like habit destruction, overexploitation, and disease. From the shrinking habitat of the polar bear due to melting ice to the increased water scarcity driving human-wildlife conflict, there are many changes that have occurred and that are to come. And down here below, we just have a picture of some polar bears and their habitat, and I put them there because we use them as an example of how it's actually affecting them, and they are being greatly affected. Marine life is also affected because they are facing the challenge that comes with warming waters and ocean acidification. Ocean acidification prevents crustaceans, corals, and other organisms from developing, as well as warmer water changes the latitude and depth at which certain species are able to survive. So, many species are moving to lower depths for cooler waters. And down here we have a picture of some marine life, mainly some corals and sponges and other branches. So I want to briefly discuss what ocean acidification is. Ocean acidification refers to a reduction of the pH of the ocean over an extended period of time, caused primarily by an uptake of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And I put this in here because in the last slide we kind of touched on how that affects marine life. We'll jump back into how wildlife is affected. Pollinators are affected as well. Pollinators are essential to the overall health of countless plants and ecosystems. They are facing many of the same challenges as other animals. Some are struggling to keep up with the rate of climate change and getting out of sync with the blooms they pollinate. And down here we have a cute little bumblebee trying to do its job. Some specific examples here are monarch butterflies. Monarch butterfly populations in California have actually fallen by as much as 95% since the 1980s due to habitat loss and increased usage of pesticides, etc. Coral reefs. Coral reefs are damaged by rising sea temperatures due to climate change. They are dying off because of heat stress. Heat stress causes bleaching, an often deadly occurrence in which coral starves from a loss of nutrition. And on our left here we have an actual picture of that. So if you guys notice, in December of 2014, the coral was healthy. By February of 2015, it was dying, and by August of 2015, it was dead. So within a year span, a whole branch of coral was able to die off. Some more specific examples are oceanic bird species. Oceanic bird species are directly affected by climate change, which causes rising sea levels. The rising sea levels put them at risk because it can submerge coastal habitats and nests completely. And as you guys can see, we have an oceanic bird here. Whales are also affected because they rely on specific ocean temperatures for migration, feeding, and reproductive habits. With higher sea temperatures, it would disrupt all of these processes. And to our left, we have a blue whale. Asiatic elephants are also affected because by climate change due to lower rainfall and higher temperatures. Together, these have caused decreased reproductive capacity and so forth and so on, making them less fit. So what can be done? What are some considerations? To adequately address climate change, we must reduce carbon pollution and prepare for the effects of global warming, according to an article called Effects of Climate Change Threats, which is listed in the references. Scientists are considering migration corridors, which are restored healthy natural areas that connect current habitats with likely landing spots as a way to help plants and animals stay a step ahead of climate change. Scientists are also considering a plethora of ideas from manipulation in certain habitats like providing solar panels and investigating alternative forest management practices, etc. And then lastly here we just have my references so that you guys know where everything came from. All right, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. It was fun to make. Thanks.